What if the biggest prison in your life has no walls? What if no one has locked the door, yet every day you continue to live inside it? Many people begin life with enormous dreams. As children, we imagine endless possibilities. We believe we can become explorers, artists, entrepreneurs, inventors, or leaders. We are naturally curious, fearless, and full of hope. But somewhere along the way, those dreams begin to shrink. We become afraid of making mistakes. We worry about disappointing others. We stop speaking our minds because we fear criticism. We stop chasing opportunities because failure seems too painful. Little by little, without even realizing it, we begin living a life designed by fear instead of freedom. The saddest part is that this prison is invisible. It is built one doubtful thought at a time, one excuse at a time, and one compromise at a time. Yet the good news is this: what has been built can also be broken. Today's story is about breaking those invisible chains, reclaiming your freedom, and becoming the person you were always capable of becoming. Hey everyone, welcome back to Inspired Pages. This is a place where we explore books that help us think more deeply, live more intentionally, and become stronger from the inside out. In our previous videos, we've explored books about purpose, mindset, resilience, happiness, meaning, and personal growth. Today's book carries a different kind of energy. It is not quiet or gentle. It is bold. It is passionate. It challenges every excuse that keeps us living below our potential. It reminds us that the greatest battle we will ever fight is not against other people or difficult circumstances. It is against the fear that quietly limits our own lives. Today's story is about the Motivation Manifesto by Brendon Burchard. Unlike many motivational books that focus on productivity or success, this book begins with a much deeper question. Why do so many intelligent, talented, and capable people settle for ordinary lives? Why do so many dreams disappear long before they ever have a chance to become reality? Brendon Burchard believes the answer is surprisingly simple. It is not because people lack talent. It is not because opportunities are unavailable. It is because, over time, many people slowly surrender their freedom. He explains that freedom is one of the deepest desires of every human being. Throughout history, people have crossed oceans, challenged powerful empires, and sacrificed everything in the pursuit of freedom. Yet many of us unknowingly give away the most important freedom of all, the freedom to choose how we live, what we believe, and who we become. Instead of making decisions based on purpose, we begin making decisions based on fear. We choose careers because they feel safe rather than meaningful. We stay silent because we fear rejection. We delay our dreams because we believe the timing is not right. Every compromise feels small on its own, but together they slowly create a life that no longer reflects who we truly are. Burchard argues that this is the real prison. It is not made of steel or concrete. It is made of doubt, hesitation, excuses, and the constant search for approval. The longer we stay inside that prison, the more normal it begins to feel. We convince ourselves that this is simply how life works. We stop questioning our limitations because we mistake them for reality. One of the most powerful ideas in the book is that freedom always begins with awareness. Before you can change your life, you must first recognize the invisible beliefs that have been controlling it. Ask yourself a simple question. How many of your decisions are truly your own? How many dreams have you abandoned simply because someone else doubted you? How many opportunities have you ignored because failure felt too uncomfortable? These questions are not meant to create guilt. They are meant to create clarity. Because the moment you become aware of your invisible prison, you also discover that the door has never been locked. Another lesson that runs throughout the book is that motivation is often misunderstood. Many people believe motivation is a feeling that suddenly appears. They wait until they feel inspired before they begin writing, exercising, studying, or building the life they want. But motivation rarely works that way. Brendon Burchard turns this idea upside down. He explains that action creates motivation far more often than motivation creates action. The hardest part of almost every meaningful journey is simply taking the first step. Once you begin moving, confidence slowly replaces hesitation. Progress replaces fear. Momentum replaces doubt. Think back to any achievement in your own life. The first day at a new job. The first presentation you ever delivered. The first difficult conversation you finally decided to have. The first time you attempted something that genuinely scared you. Chances are, you did not begin with confidence. You began with uncertainty. Confidence came afterward, because every courageous action taught you that you were stronger than your fear. Burchard reminds us that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to move forward while fear is still present. Every successful person you admire has experienced uncertainty. The difference is not that they were fearless. The difference is that they refused to let fear become the author of their story. The book also challenges us to become intentional about our lives. Too many people spend years reacting instead of creating. They wake up, rush to work, answer emails, pay bills, scroll endlessly through social media, and fall asleep exhausted, only to repeat the same cycle the next day. Weeks become months. Months become years. Eventually, they realize they have been surviving instead of truly living. Burchard encourages us to pause and ask ourselves deeper questions. Who do I want to become? What values will guide my life? What kind of legacy do I want to leave behind? Without these questions, it becomes easy to drift through life following other people's expectations instead of our own purpose. Perhaps the greatest message in this opening section of the Motivation Manifesto is that responsibility is not something to fear. Many people hear the word responsibility and think of pressure or obligation. Burchard sees it differently. He believes responsibility is freedom. Because the moment you accept that your future belongs to you, you stop waiting for circumstances to change. You stop blaming your past. You stop hoping someone else will rescue you. Instead, you begin creating the life you truly want, one decision at a time. As the book unfolds, Brendon Burchard introduces an idea that is both challenging and deeply empowering. He says that every human being is born with immense potential, yet very few people ever fully express it. Not because they are incapable, but because they slowly become comfortable with living below their true abilities. Comfort is seductive. It asks nothing from us. It tells us that tomorrow will always be another opportunity to begin. But tomorrow quietly becomes next week, next month, and eventually, another year. Before we realize it, we have spent much of our lives preparing to live instead of actually living. Burchard argues that comfort is not always our friend. While rest is necessary, comfort can easily become a prison when it prevents us from growing. Every meaningful achievement requires stepping into uncertainty. Every great story begins when someone decides that remaining where they are is more painful than taking a risk. Whether it is starting a business, changing careers, writing a book, learning a new skill, or speaking up for what you believe in, growth always begins with discomfort. This is why Burchard repeatedly reminds us that courage is not a personality trait reserved for extraordinary people. It is a daily decision. Courage is choosing to have the difficult conversation instead of avoiding it. It is submitting your work even when it is not perfect. It is asking the question that everyone else is afraid to ask. It is standing up after failure and trying again, even when no one is watching. The book encourages us to stop asking whether we are capable enough and begin asking whether we are committed enough. Talent certainly matters, but commitment matters far more. History is filled with examples of ordinary people who achieved extraordinary things simply because they refused to quit. They continued when others stopped. They believed when others doubted. They acted when others hesitated. Another powerful lesson throughout the book is the importance of personal standards. Most people allow the world to determine how they should live. They adjust their dreams to fit other people's expectations. They lower their ambitions because they fear criticism. They settle for average because average feels safe. Burchard challenges us to reverse this way of thinking. Instead of asking what the world expects from us, we should decide what we expect from ourselves. He believes that our lives are shaped by the standards we refuse to compromise. If honesty is one of your standards, you remain honest even when lying would be easier. If excellence is one of your standards, you continue improving even after success arrives. If kindness is one of your standards, you treat people with respect regardless of how they treat you. Standards create consistency, and consistency builds character. The book also speaks about the incredible power of intention. Every day, whether we realize it or not, we are directing our attention somewhere. Some people spend most of their lives focusing on problems, criticism, and limitations. Others intentionally direct their energy toward opportunities, solutions, and possibilities. The difference is not that one group has an easier life. The difference is where they choose to place their attention. Burchard explains that intention gives meaning to action. Two people can perform the same task, but with completely different experiences. One works only to survive. The other works because they see their effort as part of a larger purpose. Purpose transforms ordinary actions into meaningful ones. This idea becomes especially important during difficult seasons of life. Everyone experiences disappointment. Everyone faces setbacks. Dreams fail. Relationships end. Opportunities disappear. During those moments, many people conclude that life is unfair and give up on their ambitions. Burchard encourages a different response. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this experience teaching me?" Every challenge contains a lesson, but only those who remain open can discover it. The book also emphasizes the importance of energy. We often think success comes from managing time, but Burchard argues that managing energy is even more important. You can have an entire day available, but if your mind is exhausted and your spirit is discouraged, very little meaningful work will happen. Protecting your physical health, emotional well-being, and mental focus is not selfish. It is necessary. A person who constantly neglects themselves eventually has very little left to give others. Another recurring theme in the Motivation Manifesto is excellence. Burchard believes that excellence is not about perfection. Perfection creates fear because it is impossible to achieve. Excellence, on the other hand, is simply giving your best effort with the resources you have today. It is choosing quality over shortcuts. It is taking pride in your work even when no one notices. Excellence is less about impressing others and more about respecting yourself. The author also reminds us that fear often disguises itself as logic. We tell ourselves that now is not the right time. We need more experience. We need more money. We need another certification. We need more confidence. Sometimes these reasons are valid. But often they are simply fear wearing the mask of reason. If we wait until every condition is perfect, we may never begin. One of the most inspiring sections of the book speaks about our responsibility to use the gifts we have been given. Every person possesses unique talents, experiences, and perspectives. These gifts are not accidents. They are opportunities to contribute something meaningful to the world. When we hide our abilities because we fear judgment, we are not only limiting ourselves, we may also be withholding something that could have helped someone else. Burchard encourages us to think beyond personal success. A meaningful life is not measured only by what we achieve. It is also measured by the lives we touch along the way. The greatest leaders, teachers, artists, and innovators did not simply chase recognition. They sought to create value. They understood that real fulfillment comes from contribution. As you continue reading the Motivation Manifesto, one message becomes impossible to ignore. Freedom is never handed to us. It is claimed through courage, discipline, responsibility, and daily action. Every morning presents us with a choice. We can continue living according to fear, or we can begin living according to purpose. We can remain inside the invisible prison we have built over the years, or we can take one small step toward the life we know we are capable of creating. And perhaps that first step, no matter how small it seems today, will become the beginning of everything that follows. As the Motivation Manifesto moves toward its conclusion, Brendon Burchard shifts the conversation from achievement to legacy. He asks a question that many of us rarely stop to consider. At the end of our lives, what will matter most? Will it be the number of promotions we received, the amount of money we earned, or the possessions we accumulated? Or will it be the courage we showed, the people we helped, and the dreams we dared to pursue despite uncertainty? Burchard believes that every human life carries extraordinary value, but that value is realized only when it is fully expressed. Too often, people leave behind a life filled with untapped potential. They postpone writing the book they always wanted to write. They never start the business they constantly imagined. They remain silent instead of sharing their ideas. They choose comfort over purpose until one day they realize that time has quietly slipped away. The book reminds us that time is the one resource none of us can replace. Money can be earned again. Opportunities sometimes return. Even failure can become a lesson that leads to future success. But a single day, once lived, is gone forever. That realization is not meant to frighten us. It is meant to awaken us. Every morning is another opportunity to become the person we promised ourselves we would be. One of the most moving messages in the book is that we should stop asking for an easier life and instead ask for greater strength. Challenges are not interruptions to our journey, they are part of the journey itself. Every obstacle teaches resilience. Every disappointment develops patience. Every failure builds wisdom if we are willing to learn from it. The strongest people are not those who avoided hardship. They are those who allowed hardship to shape them without allowing it to define them. Burchard also speaks about integrity, explaining that real freedom comes when our actions match our values. Many people know what is right but fail to act on it because they seek approval or fear rejection. Over time, this creates an uncomfortable gap between who they truly are and the life they actually live. That gap slowly drains confidence and peace. Living with integrity means honoring your commitments, even when no one is watching. It means speaking honestly, choosing kindness, and remaining faithful to your principles, even when doing so is inconvenient. Every small act of integrity strengthens self-respect, and self-respect becomes the foundation of lasting confidence. When you trust yourself, you no longer depend so heavily on the opinions of others. Another idea woven throughout the book is the importance of continuous growth. Burchard believes that becoming stagnant is one of the greatest dangers in life. Growth does not end when we finish school or find a career. It continues for as long as we are willing to learn. Every book we read, every skill we develop, every conversation we have, and every challenge we overcome expands who we are. The people who remain curious continue evolving long after others have stopped trying. He encourages us to become lifelong students, not because knowledge alone changes our lives, but because applied knowledge does. Reading a book without acting on its lessons changes nothing. Listening to inspiring speeches without changing our habits changes nothing. True transformation happens only when ideas become actions and actions become character. One of the most practical lessons in the Motivation Manifesto is that extraordinary lives are built through ordinary disciplines repeated consistently. We often admire successful people without seeing the countless small decisions that brought them there. The early mornings, the difficult conversations, the disciplined routines, the sacrifices made when no one was paying attention, these quiet moments create remarkable lives. Success is rarely one dramatic breakthrough. More often, it is thousands of small choices made with intention. Burchard also warns against living according to comparison. In today's world, it is easy to measure our progress against someone else's highlight reel. We compare our beginning to another person's middle. We compare our struggles to someone else's victories. But comparison steals both gratitude and confidence. The only meaningful comparison is between who you are today and who you were yesterday. Growth is personal. Your journey does not need to look like anyone else's to be valuable. The book repeatedly returns to one central truth: your life belongs to you. No one else can define your purpose. No one else can discover your potential. People may guide you, encourage you, or inspire you, but ultimately, the responsibility for your life rests in your own hands. At first, this responsibility may feel heavy. Yet it is also one of the most liberating ideas in the entire book. If your future is truly yours, then every decision you make today has the power to shape tomorrow. Imagine what could happen if you stopped asking whether you were ready and simply began. Imagine the books that would be written, the businesses that would be started, the relationships that would be healed, and the dreams that would finally come alive. The distance between the life you have and the life you desire is often smaller than you think. More often than not, it is bridged by a single decision, the decision to act. As the story comes to an end, Brendon Burchard leaves us with a quiet but unforgettable challenge. Do not allow fear to become the author of your life. Do not wait for perfect conditions before pursuing meaningful work. Do not let comfort quietly replace your ambition. You were not created merely to exist. You were created to contribute, to grow, to love deeply, to lead courageously, and to leave the world better than you found it. Perhaps that is why the Motivation Manifesto continues to inspire readers around the world. It is not simply a book about motivation. Motivation comes and goes. This book is about something much deeper. It is about reclaiming your freedom, strengthening your character, and choosing to live intentionally every single day. It reminds us that courage is not reserved for extraordinary people. Courage belongs to anyone who is willing to take the next step despite uncertainty. So, if there is a dream you have been postponing, let today be the day you move one step closer to it. If there is a conversation you have been avoiding, let today be the day you speak honestly. If there is a version of yourself that you have been waiting to become, remember that the journey begins not someday, but today. Because in the end, the greatest regret is rarely failure. The greatest regret is discovering that we were capable of far more than we ever allowed ourselves to become. That is the timeless message of the Motivation Manifesto. Freedom is not given. It is earned through courage. Purpose is not found by accident. It is created through action. And the life you dream of does not begin when circumstances become perfect. It begins the moment you decide to live with intention. If today's story encouraged you to think differently or inspired you to take that first courageous step, make sure to subscribe to Inspired Pages. Every week, we explore powerful books that challenge our thinking, strengthen our character, and help us build lives filled with purpose and meaning. Share this video with someone who feels stuck, someone who has forgotten how capable they truly are, or someone standing at the edge of a dream but afraid to begin. Sometimes, a single idea shared at the right moment can change the direction of an entire life. And remember, you do not need permission to become the person you were meant to be. You only need the courage to begin. This is Inspired Pages. Choose courage, protect your freedom, live with purpose and keep growing.